Most office workers don't hate their jobs. They hate the busy work. Emails. Meetings. Rewriting the same thing again and again. That's where the hours disappear, quietly. If you work a desk job, your day probably feels full, but not always productive. You open your laptop. You check emails. You sit in meetings. You rewrite documents. And somehow, the day is gone. Not because the work was difficult, but because it was repetitive. Here's the truth. Artificial intelligence isn't replacing office workers. But people who use it are quietly finishing work faster, without working harder. And no, you don't need to be good with technology. You don't need coding. You don't need special tools. If you can type a sentence, you can use AI. Let's start with emails, the biggest time waster at work. Most emails aren't complicated. They're just repetitive. Office workers now paste a rough message into AI and say, "Rewrite this email to sound professional and friendly." That's it. AI cleans it up in seconds. You still review it. You still decide what to send. But instead of spending 15 minutes rewriting, you spend 2 minutes approving. Artificial intelligence doesn't replace your voice. It removes friction. Next, we can look at how we can optimize the meetings. Meetings don't waste time during the meeting. They waste time after. Notes are messy. Decisions are unclear. Action items get forgotten. Office workers now paste meeting notes into artificial intelligence and ask, "Summarize this into clear action items." In seconds, they know what was decided, what needs to be done, and who owns what. That alone can save hours every week. At your work, you are frequently writing the documents for the work done by you. But how can you optimize it? Documents writing isn't hard. Starting them is. Staring at a blank document drains energy. Office workers now give AI bullet points and say, "Turn this into a short report." Artificial intelligence creates a rough first draft. Not perfect, but usable. Instead of 90 minutes writing, they spend 20 minutes editing. That's the real power of artificial intelligence at work. One of the most underrated uses of AI is planning. When work feels overwhelming, it's usually because everything feels unclear. Office workers ask artificial intelligence, "Break this project into simple steps." Suddenly, the next action is obvious. And when the next step is clear, procrastination drops. Burnout. Burnout usually isn't from working too much. It's from unnecessary work. Rewriting. Reformatting. Re-explaining. These small frustrations add up. Artificial intelligence quietly removes those friction points without adding more work. That's why people who use AI don't look rushed. They look organized. Reality check. AI won't think for you. And it shouldn't replace judgment. But it's excellent at drafting, summarizing, organizing, and clarifying. That's where most office time is lost. What can be said about AI is that AI doesn't make you smarter. It makes work lighter. And for office workers, that can mean getting hours of your week back. In the next video, I'll show how to use AI at work even if you're bad with technology.